Hey, Marc Warnke here, PackGoats.com. It's going to be a little echoey on this video, and you know, it is what it is. This is my tractor barn. This is where I stage gear. It's spring. You're getting ready probably to start loading your boys. And if you're somebody who's in the market of shopping for panniers, I just kind of want to show you how to think about our spread of panniers. I call it a quiver. I like to have a quiver of panniers. I like to have a couple of different options. These are the three that meet specific needs. The small roll top, the Teton, and this is the hardcore, and then we have the signature series. Now the signature series pannier is the most versatile along with the hardcore, meaning it will do multi-functions because of how the design is, how it rolls up. So the nice part, and this is the original signature series, I did want to show you too, you guys. This is what eventually will happen to your Hunter Orange. Hunter Orange as a color in terms of an ink or something that's on material is it fades in the sun. This particular pannier, you can see I have a hole in this one. This is the original signature series that we made. So this pannier is almost 5 years old, which then would put it somewhere in the range of 3,000 trail miles. I haven't ever sewn anything. I have this hole. I looked through all my panniers. I have, I think, 6 sets from the first generation we ever built. And this is the most ripped one I could find. And then I have this one right here that has this little rip in it right there, which is really repairable. And you can actually see that if you put square things in your pannier with a tight edge and it runs across a rock, it'll actually create a spot. That's all these rips that are here are from having like a tuna can right there, and it created a rough edge, and then it bumped against the rocks on the trail and eventually wore a little hole. So that's how you always, it's not that they rip, they get abrased. But I wanted you to see how long lasting and how durable they are. They really last a long time, so you're gonna get a lot of life out of it. The signature series is big, and honestly, big is awesome when you need it, and it's a little bulky when you don't. But the way this rolls down, and you can make it small and do all that stuff, it's super versatile, but it'll have a tendency to kind of balloon a little bit, is its negative, quote unquote. But it's such a versatile pack that you should have as a part of your pannier sets. So in your quiver, you should certainly have the signature series. And if you only need to pick one design, it should be the signature series or the hardcore. The hardcore is just built better and more bomber. It's a little bit smaller, which isn't necessarily bad if you're trying to be a little slimmer and a little more form-fitted and a little better on the goat. That's why we designed this, was to overcome some of the limitations of this, make it also water resistant on a much higher level because it has a liner on the inside. You can see it has a rubberized liner in there. It's thicker denier, it's double layered, so it actually has 2 layers of this on the bottom side, so it's super tough, and it's actually a pound heavier as a result. The hardcore is just the crazy hardcore, it just is. It's just built better, faster, stronger, a little bit more slimlined, a little bit shorter, so that the goats can go off trail, jump logs, get over stuff better. If you want our finest pannier, it's the hardcore. If you want our most versatile pannier, it's the signature series that goes both really big and can compress down and haul small meat loads. This could do that as well. It also has the compressibility, the ability to roll it up like I show you in the videos and show you how to do that. Both these panniers do that. And so versatility, signature series, true best we make, the hardcore, and then these two in the quiver are also ones that I take almost on every trip. So even though I could use everything that we have, I almost always take a set of the small roll tops. I love them. They're smaller and more compact, which if the goat's carrying a smaller thing, he's more agile, he's more able to get around. My younger goats often carry this. My 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds will carry my small roll top. It goes down and gets, you know, small. I mean, it's littler, and this is around, I think this one is around 700 cubes per side. This one's almost 2,200 cubes. No, 1,700 cubes per side. So substantially smaller, but super handy and nice to have around, and also compresses and has the versatility of these designs. This one is probably my least versatile, but I always take it as well, and it's called the Teton, and this is a design that kind of came from John Mayensinski, the original Acid Rain. There's an allure to these pockets. It's actually, if I just wanted to sell stuff, I would put pockets all over it because people seem to like to buy pockets, but they're not super practical in goat packing. The only reason we put this pocket on there was I really wanted a place to be able to counterbalance potentially with rocks, because sometimes even if you have your panniers loaded properly, you need somewhere to just shove a rock in to keep it balanced more properly. I like having that, and then this was a place for really light items that I could equally distribute between each side, because remember, if you pull something out of a pocket, then you have to pull it out of the other pocket too, or now your panniers are out of balance. And that's why the pockets are kind of impractical. The only reason I like the pockets in the Teton is that I keep things in here that go with me on every trip. My survival kit, my axe, my saw, those go in here on the outside, or different things like that, that I know go on every trip, no matter where I go, they're already preloaded. The only reason I really like the Teton, because honestly, it's kind of a sloppy pack otherwise. It hangs too low, it's sloppy. But because it's so big and square and long, and it has to fit a long goat, by the way, it takes a long goat to carry this pannier, you now can take things like fly rods, your backcountry grill. So if you take a grill back in, that's what I carry in this. The longer tents will fit better in this, even at an angle. My whole 10 teepee, my Sapphire 9 fits in this, where it struggles to fit in the other ones. So because of its length and because of its sloppiness, it'll hold things that other things won't. But when you try to put little or smaller loads in this, or you try to put meat in this thing is like ridiculously sloppy and floppy and doesn't have good versatility. But again, in the quiver lineup, it's really helpful. So those are kind of the spreads of panniers. We work really hard to have them be durable, versatile, and I suggest you watch the videos on the actual pages that'll tell you how to use each pannier in its detail, how it rolls up when you do meat loads, how you store it empty, how you fold it properly so you can store it empty on each side of the saddle horn. There's a lot of versatility to these designs that we built in, and you use the straps in different ways, and kind of practicing at home will help you to do it in the field. So that's kind of the pannier lineup. I hope you have an incredible packing season. I do encourage you as well, if you're gonna buy panniers, don't buy all the same color. So if you really like the signature series, don't get 6 oranges. And the reason is because you're gonna say to yourself, man, I wanna remember that the kitchen supplies are in that orange pannier. Well, if they're all orange, that becomes a problem. Or you tell that new person, hey, you see that goat over there with the orange pannier? And they all are orange. Then you don't have that option. But if you say, hey, see that goat over there with the orange pannier and he's the only one? Hey, will you bring him over to me? It's kind of nice to have differing colors. So I do suggest you get different colored panniers. It's a nice thing to have. In camp, you can say, hey, the kitchen supplies are in the maroon pannier. Okay, cool, now you know where they are. So I do suggest you get different colors as well. So, hope you find that helpful. Marc Warnke, signing out.